My hope, my belief is that people will go, okay, I get it. I understand why this was a challenge, why this took so long.
A destination nearly 2 decades in the making, plans to soon open its doors and put an end to controversy and a whole lot of frustration.
We're talking about the U.S. Marshals Museum in Fort Smith. Leaders there say cultivating the history of more than 230 years takes time. And in 2023, that history will be shared with all.
5 News reporter Ian Taylor sat down with the museum's new president and CEO to talk about when the museum will open and what you can expect.
Fort Smith has a long history of being the last frontier before early settlers and pioneers ventured into tribal lands. It's because of that rich past, the oldest federal law enforcement agency chose the city as its historical home. But after years of delay and frustrations, many are left wondering, will the U.S. Marshals Museum ever open? Newly named President and CEO Ben Johnson addresses that question head on.
I am willing to say summer of 23. Whether that's early summer, midsummer, late summer, we're going to see how that works out, but it's going to be in 23.
With that in mind, let's revisit how this endeavor came to be 15 years ago.
Fort Smith was in a great position at that point to really embrace the project, and they did a great job of rolling out the red carpet for the Marshals Service. And in 2007, the Marshals Service selected Fort Smith, Arkansas as the home.
Prior to 2007, those interested in learning more about the Marshals Service and its history could either visit a temporary mobile exhibit that toured the nation or visit Washington, D.C. Fast forward 15 years and more than $45 million in local fundraising. The permanent home of the Marshals Museum sits on Riverfront Drive.
More marshals and deputy marshals died in the line of duty serving out of the Western District of Arkansas. This was an ideal place for the Marshal Service to call home.
Selecting Fort Smith might have just been one of the easiest hurdles to overcome. With plans to open in 2020, a global pandemic put things on pause. A resurgence of the virus made 2021 a long shot, but the nail in the coffin came in December of 21, when then CEO and President Patrick Weeks was arrested. By March of this year, Weeks resigned, and the museum board began searching for his replacement.
When I was contacted initially by the recruiting team that said, hey, we have this great opportunity. We're reaching out to some folks who may be interested. Let us tell you about it. And I'll be honest that my first couple of phone conversations was Fort Smith, Arkansas. What's in Fort Smith, Arkansas? Why would that be exciting?
Johnson was eventually sold on the project. He took on the role of president and CEO by August and hit the ground running.
I've held pretty much every potential job in the industry, from intern to facility maintenance and janitorial to collections management, curator, and then executive leadership.
Johnson says progress has been made in the short time since he took over. You may not notice it outside, but step in the building.
Noise is music. Anytime anyone in the staff starts going, man, they're making a lot of noise today, I just remind them, we're making progress. Noise means progress.
Construction includes work on a nearly 20,000 square foot exhibit hall, touted as a unique experience.
The exhibit experience themselves is going to take you step by step from 1789 to the present day and even into the future. This is a very immersive, interactive experience that people are going to be able to walk in and feel like they are a part of history as it's taking place.
As long as U.S. Marshals continue to serve the nation, Johnson says the Marshals Museum will continue to tell their history. His hope to provide a lasting impact to the entire region.
This is a cultural and arts organization, but it has a significant economic development footprint. This is an economic development machine that will draw more interest to the riverfront, but downtown and kind of across the region.
For any lingering doubts and skeptics, a parting message from the museum's top executive.
We are at a point of no return. We are at a point where we're building exhibits. The guys are in there hanging drywall and running electrical cable. This is a thing. This is going to happen.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, Ian Taylor, 5 News.
Newly named Chief Development Officer Susan Naiman tells us that the project is still fundraising. They are looking to raise $5 million more before that museum can open by next summer.